ETA on the edited season 1 release before season 2, right?
Months.
Couple months, yeah.
6 months.
It's a lot of work, but we're gonna do it. The community's gonna help me out a little bit as far as putting together the timeline and finding what cameras, what times.
And can we talk about Chris telling John on the airport ride? Just because it's funny.
Oh my God, yeah.
I don't want to. When you were like spilling the beans to John, John got in Chris's car at the airport, and Chris was just like, "Yeah, it's a really cool show. It's called Fishtank. They're gonna mess with you. They got these things called fish toys, and they just do TTS. The chat's gonna talk to you, like all the stuff we were trying to keep secret." So then John gets in the house and he's like, "Yeah, they have these things, fish toys. They're going to mess with us."
The viewers can pay money to dump the trash all over the kitchen. And the speakers, people will come out of the speaker and talk to us. Just ruined the entire all the surprises. Like back, it took them like 30 seconds to like ruin like weeks of stuff we were gonna roll out slowly. Was it weird not waking up in the fish tank?
No, I was perfectly fine. It hasn't.
Oh, say it again.
It was not weird. I was perfectly fine. I feel like, I don't know. It didn't affect me as much. I don't have the dreams or anything like anyone else has.
You don't have the nightmares?
No nightmares.
I had a nightmare last night. It woke me up at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
About what?
Everyone's having nightmares. I can't say. It's so dark I can't even say.
I've had nightmares, and like for me, every time I wake up, I think I'm still in there and I'm being filmed. And like even at random times, I'll think I'm being filmed. Like today, like when you came and woke me up, I thought that like you were actually sleeping like in my room, and that it was a shark knocking on the door to give us a challenge. So I thought I didn't even have to answer the door because I was like, oh, it's just a shark. Yeah, that's what I thought.
_XING.
How have y'all how have your past few days out of captivity been? You want to talk about
They've been
just being back in the real world?
Is that you?
Yes. Being outside has been great. I love walking around and, I don't know, looking at stuff. Like, I've never seen so many trees and other shit before in my life. I don't know, I've never been on this area, I feel like.
Yeah.
So I've just been enjoying. I've been to Pittsburgh.
Remind me to tell you where to go if you want to look at cool stuff.
Okay.
For me, it's been really weird. Like, I feel like it really had an effect on me being in there. Now, like, just small things, like looking out a window, I'm like, oh my God, I feel like a dog, like standing at this window and just looking out of it. And then, like, I listened to music. I was listening on my AirPods, and I was like, oh my God, like, I feel nauseous from listening to music right now. Like, it was overwhelming. Yeah, it's the radiation. But, like, it was so weird to listen to music again. Like, I don't know, like it. Lana Del Rey and Monster by Megan Dia, and My Favorite Game by the Cardigans, and Spaz with Them Bands by Sick Boy Rari.
Spaz with Them Bands.
Yeah, and then I got overwhelmed and I had to stop.
I've been listening to music constantly the whole time. I just play it in the room. I'm thinking of buying a Bluetooth speaker just to make it louder in the room because the phone isn't enough to get the full effect. I need the bass. I want the room rocking from the bass.
You don't have any headphones?
I do.
It's so funny when I walk around, like, in our hotel, I can, like, hear people arguing inside their rooms, like, guys arguing with their girlfriends. And I'm like, oh my God.
I was listening to the domestic abuse going on in the next room.
Yeah, I like put my ear to the door and I'm like, ooh, this is juicy.
Good to see you taking a breath and still streaming. Y'all rose hell. We're real hell raisers, me and you. That was the whole reason we did this show. Me and Sam just want to raise some hell.
We just wanted to torture people. I was worried the finale wouldn't go down because of Chris.
He wouldn't play his part in it.
Yeah, because first of all, I don't think he had seen the Willy Wonka movie because when he went and you prompted him. You said, Chris, you got to talk to Mr. Golds. Did you tell Mr. Goldstriker or Sam?
Okay. Goldstriker.
You got to talk to Mr. Goldstriker and get some money for Josie. And as he entered into the room, the first thing he said was, "It's okay, Josie, just stick with me." Do you remember that? It was something like that. And I was like, oh no, he's about to put his own twist on it. Yeah. Like that's the kind of thing you say if you're not quite sure. Like he knew something was up, but he wasn't quite sure what the bit was.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, I wonder what his own spin is going to be here.
Yeah.
And then he people were saying he grew balls in that moment. Like I was worried that he wasn't going to back down.
Yeah.
Which was surprising.
I
was screaming in his face, and he was like, "Do we have to get all childish about it?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh no, this is about to go." Like, I'm gonna have to say, Chris, it's a bit. Just do what. Just fucking get out of the fucking room. But that was very brave of him to stick up for his women there.
Yeah. Chris is good.
Chris is a good guy. The first thing he did was his friend brought a suitcase dab rig.
Instantly. As
soon as he was out of the basement, suitcase dab rig busting open.
He could not wait to smoke.
Yeah.
Jet, I wasted a lot of money on that yell at Letty. She seemed to enjoy it instead of being bothered. Refund when? Yeah, I was hoping that would bother her, but Letty's like unbreakable. There's like nothing you can do to her that really y'all both kind of have that trait, which it's no surprise that you guys like won.
Yeah.
That's like the key trait is like
kind of main thing.
Invincibility to like having beats dumped on your head or like chicken thrown at you or screaming in your face.
I thought the beats was funny. I was actually more bothered by the pouring stuff on me than the screaming at me. Like the screaming at me was like nothing. And I think it's also because you told me that they were paying for it. So maybe in the future, like don't tell them and just act like you're mad at them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm a softie at heart. I felt bad the first time I did it. I was like, I have to explain that this isn't coming from me. Yeah. It's coming from them.
You have to lose all of your emotions. You can't be nice.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. There's the tips I need.
Like I did actually like feel a bit bad, but I just like didn't show it outwardly.
Yeah. That's a crazy thing. People can pay to scream in someone's face. Like really mean stuff.
Yeah.
I was wondering if they would tell you like what to say, like what they wanted you to say.
No, we just had to make it up. Or like whatever was happening at the time, whatever you were under fire for at the time, we had to amplify that. So it's the context of the moment. If they paid for it while you're having an argument with John, then I'm gonna go back John up and scream at him with you, like that one time at the kitchen.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. How do you feel about not having technology for so long? Do you feel less dependent? Much love to everybody. Yeah, y'all hit that.
Not having technology was great. I don't know. The only thing I missed about it was listening to music. But now that I have it again, I feel like I'm using it a lot because it like keeps ringing. Like people keep calling me and shit. And I don't really want to answer, but I feel like I have to because like I haven't talked to these people in a while. But I feel like once it dies down, I can use my phone less again. But right now it's like constant like notifications and shit, and it's hard to ignore it.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that, and I actually noticed also that like my phone makes me anxious. Like having my phone and looking at it, I feel like way more stressed than I did in there. It might be in part because of all like the attention we're getting though. Like that's kind of like been fucking with me a little bit because I'm like, oh my god, like people like know who I am and I don't know who to listen to because people will say all these nice things to me. I'm like, are they just like trying to suck up to me, or they're just like yes men? And the people that say mean things, like they don't know me. So I'm like, can I like which of my friends can I even trust? Because I know like some people are gonna try to clout chase. It's kind of like a mind fuck.
When did the girls first learn who Sam Hyde was? Were they aware of any of the previous stuff?
Sam Hyde?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
She still has no idea.
Trolled! You know who Sam is, but Josie didn't.
I remember coming into the house and like people would bring up like say like Sam Hyde, and I would be like, what? Who's Sam Hyde? And I don't know. I thought that was like pretty funny. I just acted really clueless.
Well, how did you find out about the show?
Someone posted a link to the Twitter post you made that was like looking for women contestants, and I was like, oh, I should apply. Like, this would be really funny to just apply. And then I was like, oh, this would be really funny to do an interview. And then I got on, and I was like, wait, what's going on?
Josie had no idea.
Yeah, I found out about the show through Jet's Instagram because I knew who Jet was because he made music, and my friend showed me that, and I kept up with that. And I feel like that friend might have also shown me some of your videos, but that was like early high school, and I don't think I really remembered anything of you. But yeah, so I guess I found out who you were when like the cameras were off at one point and everyone was talking about it.
Yeah.
And then they told me, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I do know this guy.
Yeah.
But I mostly know only you, and
Yeah.
now I can look into his stuff more.
Yeah, you can look into my. That's just like, you know, I should do a few videos. We have I got a YouTube channel. It's okay. You don't have to worry about it.
I remember we talked about it like when the cameras were off, like because everyone felt like they were able to say like who was like a fan and who wasn't, and like Sylvia and Vance I think were the biggest fans. For me, like I just like the stuff from like I was into it in like 2016, 2017, but I remember like calling my friend up and I was like, hey, remember like when I made you come to my house and watch that guy's show? That was like really weird. And she was like, yeah. And I'm like, he wants me like on his show now. And she was like, what the hell? Yeah, the one we watched was Dr. Manslave.
Damn.
That was my favorite.
For season 2, you should release 10 or so crickets or a disease-free rat into the house every week.
They bite hard.
Yeah, that's true. Or like actual bugs, like cockroaches.
We tried that. We thought about that. We couldn't do it though.
Oh, okay, true. Because
Just
the house
legally.
would get like.
Legally, we can't have live animals except for
Beans.
Were you about to say Chip?
I watched the clip of you finding Chip in the trash this morning, which is so funny. That might be one of the funniest gags on the show. Just finding a homeless guy in the trash in the garage. They all surround him like, how long you been in there? He's like, I don't know. They're like, you need some water? He's like, yeah. And then he's just in play. He's just in the house. Letty, you are seriously funny, especially your ability to pull off physical comedy as a tiny girl. When you wore Gold Striker's suit and did the fish dance, it was great. Also, prancing around while throwing trash during the Menace Challenge.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Yeah, the Menace Challenge was like really fun. And putting on the suit too. I had so much fun doing that.
Yeah. What was your favorite time, favorite era of the show? I know my favorite. I'm just curious what yours is.
Probably just when I was doing the most boxing stuff.
Yeah.
Because I know it's kind of I didn't know how much of it I should do on the show because it's kind of I don't know how boring of a trick it is to see over and over again, but it's also I just think it's like a good thing to have in the background.
It was cool, like they could be like cooking dinner and then you could just switch to the garage and just see you training with like John or Josie.
Yeah. And I also got I was out of practice and I got pretty sharp on pads again.
Yeah.
And that feels good.
Yeah, Scott told me to ask you if you wanted to train again with me and you.
Yeah.
Yeah, while I'm still here.
You want to do that?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Before I hit this question, what was your favorite era? Like what week of Fish Tank was the most fun to be a contestant in?
You know, I think maybe the first week was the most fun because everything was super chill and everyone was like really retarded, like John and Simmons and stuff. Like, I don't know, Simmons was just so fucking like...
Simmons was uber retarded.
Yeah. Like, it was like, I've never met a guy that's like that wacky before.
about you, Josie? What was your favorite era?
My era ranking goes as the disability era was a lot of fun, and then camping, and then being a crip, and then Alex.
Nice.
Disabilities was really cool.
Yeah, that was a blast.
Yeah.
Josie, are you gonna watch Willy Wonka 1971? Letty, are you keeping the GTA Vice City shorts? Also, Laker, you have a great voice.
Grab that.
I'll never give those away.
Yeah, my mom, she called me and she was like, I loved the ending because I love Willy Wonka. It was one of my favorite movies as a child. And I was like, oh, I didn't understand it because I'd never seen it. But I think I'll probably watch it now just to get the full effect of the bit.
Yeah, I didn't keep the shorts, but I did dunk them in the toilet before I gave them back to him just to get even.
Are you lying?
No.
You actually did that?
Yeah.
Fair play. Fair play.
I say we spray her again.
You want one more scream at Letty? Laker killed it as the milkman. Also loved Bick as the entity. Ben's stories were also a major highlight for me. It was so unexpected and funny.
Ben's a good actor.
Ben, that's what I learned from this. Is Ben is like
Yeah.
world class at acting.
Another thing, people were getting annoyed at him with the spray gun thing.
Yeah.
But when they see it in HD in the documentary, it's going to be different because the facial expressions he was making, and he was turned away from the camera because he was looking like right in Letty's face.
Yeah.
But he would say, "Do you think I'm actually going to spray you?" I'm not. I'm joking. Like that's like very quick facial expression changes that are really, really funny. Those are going to look good on the documentary.
How did you guys react when Vance was playing the schizophrenic? That was wild. Oh, I thought he actually went crazy.
Yeah, we were worried a little bit.
Yeah. And we pulled him down, and we were like, kind of, are you good? He was like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay, get back up there. But I think he was making everyone in the house nervous too. Were you guys nervous about how you knew he was acting?
I couldn't see him, so I didn't know anything
Oh,
he did.
yeah, you
I
were
haven't
blind.
seen anything from that.
Damn. Look up Vance schizophrenic. We're done here. And final house damage estimate. Curious about where you found it and what kind of deal, what needed to happen to get it.
Cowboy said today it's getting closer to the actual 60K that we claimed it would be.
Yeah.
When they did the look through, they told us they thought it would be 15, and now he's saying it's getting closer to 50 or 60. Whoopsie.
Oops.
Oopsie. That's a shame.
That's all right though. It was worth it.
Yeah.
It was definitely worth it. I'd do it again, and we will.
Yeah. We
Sweetie.
gotta bring Chris back.
Yeah, I think you'd be down.
Are we gonna do that right away, like as a contestant, or are we gonna do it midway through? What we could do is if we're gonna have him from the get go, we could just isolate him to one room, like the kitchen or something.
Yeah.
Like he's the chef, but he doesn't leave his like little chef stand.
Yeah.
You know, and then like halfway through we could fire him from being the chef, and then he has to live with them.
Yeah, I like that.
That'd be kind of cool.
Saying he's like staff, kind of.
Yeah.
And then
Having some huge argument.
Yeah.
Which could just be a real argument.
Yeah, over something real
Chris
that you
was
did.
fucking disgusting.
Chris, you can't be naked. You're
This food you
staff.
made is disgusting. You're fully nude. You're fired.
Jet, you mentioned some mistakes were made and will be fixed next time. Wondering what some of these are and how you approach a balance and control versus creative freedom. I think the audio was really bad. The content was too spread out throughout the entire day, and we were tailoring most of the show for like jobless, like neat people who. There needs to be a way that people who work jobs could enjoy the show and know what's going on.
Someone said to do trailers and like a recap type thing.
Yeah.
And I think that there's enough clippers that it's not absurd to imagine that somewhere on the site we could have a trailer from yesterday, like two versions. Like one would be the story thus far.
Yeah.
There would be like a full, maybe like by the end of the show, a 15-minute thing that's just like highlights.
Yeah.
And then one that would be like the best moments of the previous day, sort of thing.
So you could watch that and then be caught up
Yeah.
on what's.
I think that
What's
makes
happening?
sense. Or even a text version of that, like new updates.
Yeah.
Dontarius is in the crib.
Yeah.
He is a homeless crackhead, whatever. We were talking about this last night, how crazy the synchronicities are.
Yeah.
And even the fact that they were like tied at points in the final
Yeah.
the final thing. it's crazy how many things went right to make these like movie-like moments, you know?
Yeah.
Do you guys both believe in synchronicity?
Say that again.
Do you guys? I said, do you guys both believe in synchronicity?
Absolutely.
Yes. 100%. I feel like we were being protected by something
And I
the
think
whole
that
show.
if you're trying to work or achieve or work in a righteous way, I think that you'll see more of that stuff.
Letty, I started off hating you, but your tenacity and unflappability won me over, starting when John and Chris teamed up on you. What had you most shook throughout the whole show?
Thank you so much. The thing that had me the most shook throughout the whole show was probably Frank pouring toilet water on me like 3 times in a row. I was like in a really weird mental state that day because that's the day like that I smoked weed and they told me I was getting kicked off and I was like not sure if it was real or not. So that's why like it affected me so much too. Like if it was just a normal day, actually I'd probably still get mad, but I would like retaliate.
Was it weed or CBD?
It was Delta 8.
It was
Just fake weed.
It was yeah, CBD and Delta 8.
Did you get high?
Yes.
Yeah.
She got really high, and then we told her. I saw that she was really high and freaking out because she had a blanket over her head, and I was like, "All right, now we got to get her now." So then we all came and told her that she's getting kicked off the show while she's high, having a panic attack. And
Why did you do that if you knew it was against the rules?
Well, I actually did think that it was like a CBD joint, and like I thought that the rules were kind of lax since like Chris was smoking it, and he like even like a few days before that he was just offering it like to like everyone.
Sam, what was your honest reaction when you saw the mustard on the wall after John stepped out the bottle?
That's when I realized that John is an animal.
Yeah.
That and when he was having he was like super stressed out. He wanted to take his shoes off and go in the woods.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, this kid's an animal.
Whenever John was like feeling overwhelmed, he would ask if he could go run in the woods.
Yeah. And I mean that in the best way possible.
Yeah.
I don't mean that as an insult, but that dude's an animal.
He can't be caged.
He cannot be caged.
That was the funniest thing. When he stepped on the bottle, it squirted right past me, and I looked my head over, and it was just... And then I remember hearing out of my left ear, all right, the bottle's open. He wasn't even like, oops, or oh, no. He's just like, all right, I did it. It's open. And was the whole Willy Wonka ending decided on? And how much did Sam practice the bit? Did either Letty or Josie get fooled for real?
The Wonka thing was decided upon a day before, and I practiced it for 20 minutes.
Yeah. You nailed it, though.
Thank you.
That was
And then
awesome. The show would have sucked. Like,
Who was fooled?
I didn't know it was a bit. I did believe he didn't want to give us the money, but I was just kind of okay with that. I accepted it almost instantly.
So
Well, can I say like okay?
Should we never say it? Nah. Keep it.
Okay.
We alluded to more or less kind of what we were going to do. My thought was that if we started doing that, Letty would immediately know that it's a bit and maybe try playing into it too much. So we told her in the basement, like, look, we're going to do something kind of crazy at the end. Don't just ride along with it, but don't like act into it.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Just because it was risky enough having Chris kind of acting into it that two people, like if she came in and was like, Mr. Goldstrike, what's like, it would have been like too much kind of. So that's why we kind of tipped Letty off the day before.
Question for Josie and Letty. How many viewers did you believe were actually watching you every day?
Maybe like
700,000?
700. What the fuck? I was thinking maybe a few thousand.
Oh, shit, sorry.
I guess more during the day. At night, I would expect like a few hundred.
Josie's sleep cam was pretty popular.
I
Especially
see.
early on, there's a few thousand people watching you sleep every night.
For For me, I actually didn't believe it at first, and I kept telling myself that it was just 3 people watching because it just like was not real to me. And I was like, oh, it's just the producer sending all the TTSs. No one's actually watching this. But then after I kind of like got more used to it, and I thought maybe like, I don't know, 7,000 people or something like that.
Season 2 usability suggestion. Have a little label next to each person chatting that says what room they are watching following the action. Add a local chat toggle that allows people to see chats from people watching the same room. We're going to do room chat. We're also going to do RFID bracelets, I think. So when you go into another room, it can log in the computer. You can track one contestant.
Yeah.
So if you want to just auto follow Letty, you could, okay, I'm just going to follow Letty. When she goes into the living room, the RFID scanner will know that she's in there.
We should give them implants.
We'll give them chips. And there will be they'll use a global cryptocurrency.
Have you guys had any unexpected realizations or anything crazy thoughts since the show ended?
No, not yet. I feel like all of my thoughts and stuff will hit me when I'm like at home in a familiar area, and I can let my brain relax and think on things. But while I'm here, my brain is still like it's not real, and I don't feel like normal yet. So I think when I get into a normal space, I'll be back to normal and be able to think on things.
For me, the thoughts I've had were like, I want to delete all my social media right now. I've also thought like while I'm like just making the bed, I like realize there's no camera watching me. Like it's like weird. And then like the thing with waking up and like I'm like, oh fuck, I fucked up. Like I'm on camera, and then I'm like, wait, I'm not on camera. So there was those ones, and then at one point I was like, oh my god, it's so stressful out here. I miss being in the fish tank. So yeah, kind of like Stockholm syndrome kind of thoughts.
Right. What are you looking forward to doing when you get home?
Playing Fall Guys.
Is that actually a thing that you like Fall Guys, or is that a meme?
It's mostly a meme. I do actually play a lot of Fall Guys, but I definitely like played it up for the show. And I can't believe that people, like, I was reading comments and people actually believed that I was gonna spend all the money on Fall Guys skins and like blow it instantly, like on like online shopping and stuff like that. Like I'm not as like dumb with money as like people think I am.
Okay. And what about you? What do you want to do when you get home? Besides play more DDR?
When I get home, I think the first thing I'm gonna do is hang out with my friends and family, probably for like a day or two, and then just get back into my regular groove of working on things I've been working on. I have events I had planned before I came here. I need to start working on stuff for that.
Events?
Yeah, like
Cosplay stuff?
like a convention I'm gonna be selling at for like 3 days straight.
Oh, selling art?
Yeah.
What's the convention?
Game On Expo.
Cool.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just gonna be back to work when I get home.
Nice. Okay. And do you guys have any idea what you're gonna do with the money?
I'm probably gonna spend like a lot of it on, well, I'm gonna put like a lot of it in savings, I think, until I like decide what to do with it. And then like some of it I will invest into like streaming equipment so I can stream, and maybe like some instruments too. Like I wanted to get like a guitar and stuff like that.
What about you?
Most of the money is gonna be saved. I don't know if I'll ever use a large portion of it until like mostly for like emergencies and like more future things in life. But the first portion is going to the my business, making it more polished, getting the proper licensing and stuff. So yeah, partly going into the business for like getting a website or whatever, so I can sell things, not just in person. And then a little bit will be going to like streaming equipment, and then the rest is just saved.
What was the actual backstory with Beans? Him and Frank were the best characters. Please have them both back for all future seasons.
Beans has passed on.
He's dead.
He's dead, but his spirit lives on with us all. Beans was a good boy girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, did he actually die?
That was a real story, but that it's a hermaphrodite goat and Beans is dead.
That's your fault.
I don't know if I believe you guys.
You fed it-
There was too much gaslighting.
You fed Beans chips. That's what killed it.
What was the passport incident? Was it a bit or genuine concern? Also, why did you guys decide to film World Peace 2 and Fishtank at the same time? Seems like a pain in the ass.
You're right.
It was an accident, I think. An idea for season 2, akin to Chris being the cook, NPCs for the fishes to interact with. An on-site psychologist who's there to observe the fish but ends up being deranged. Actually,
psychologist is good.
About the NPC thing, you guys could have like someone that their whole role is like they give quests to the contestants that they can do for money for the commissary.
Quest givers.
Yeah.
quest givers and factions.
Factions. Fuck yeah.
I don't want to like gush too much, but this whole thing has been a dream come true, truly.
It's been good.
And like my whole goal for this, like thinking back, was always wanted like people to cry when it was over.
Mm-hmm.
And I did a poll. It was like 50-50, which is high.
Yeah.
Like people cried when it was over.
That's a lot of
Like an
people
emotional
crying.
thing. Yeah. It's a lot of people just sobbing at their desk.
Yeah.
But yeah. I think about it a lot. I'm very grateful for all of you guys, for enduring it, for putting up with all the crazy shit. And
Sure.
Sam as well, for man, before I came here, the life I was living was fucked up. Bad.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was. And just being here, being able to work on stuff that's fun. Like, my job's great. And being able to entertain people and you giving me a chance to do that from the start is like fucking phenomenal.
Well, thank you for being here.
I'm very lucky.
And thanks for giving it your all.
I'm very happy.
Me too.
What we're trying to do is we want to give these two a platform. They worked really hard. They are the stars of the show. They won, right?
Follow their Instagrams down here at the bottom, okay? Is your Twitter, what's your Twitter?
It's the same thing.
Josie's Twitter's the same thing. Your Twitter is what? Dog Eater?
No, it's Born to Piss.
Born to Piss. At Born
Yeah.
to Piss.
And
So,
then
and then what?
I just made a YouTube and it's the same as my Instagram name.
Got it. Okay, so the Violetta Show with one T, not two.
Yeah, you guys spelled it wrong.
Oh,
Okay, sorry. So it has one T.
Yeah.
Okay. So what we're gonna do is next, let's just do the same thing for both of them. Stream on both their channels, and then we'll give them both a world peace role.
yeah.
So what's today? Wednesday. So Friday we'll stream on Josie's channel. We'll do it here, but we'll be on her channel. So follow her Instagram, her Twitter, so that you can get the link to that. Okay. And then on Monday we'll do it with Violetta on her channel. That's where we'll do it. Okay. Does that work?
Yes.
All right. All right, y'all. So follow them up. We'll update it on our socials too. That's where you'll find it. And peace.